Hi, it's the Constant Angler here. Going to talk to you about the lures I use for wrasse. These are my favourites. There are others as well, but this will cover the main ones. So we'll start off with a lure by Match Catch. If you've seen my fishing for wrasse with lures video, you'll see I use these a lot in these. These were my most successful lure on the day, and generally are anyway. You can see they're a copy of the Kitech Sexy Impact. I think it's this little tail on the end here that really drives them crazy, and it just shakes. Great lure, probably my favourite lure. Another lure I use a lot are the Molix Sligozo in 4-inch. People know about this lure. It's a really good lure. It's what we call a beaver bait. I won't take one out of the packet. I think you can clearly see what sort of baits they are. Second thoughts I will. Let's do this as we go along. Take one out and have a look. There you go. Nice beaver tail on them. This one's a contrast. Trying to find the colour of it. Crawfish colour. They're not cheap, but they do last. And they're great lures with a great action of the paddler or beaver tail even. Moving there and attracting the fish. If we're talking crawl baits, here is a Storm Rattle Hop craw tube. As the name suggests, they've got a rattle inside them, built in. Yeah, catch a lot of wrasse on these. This is in 4-inch and black blue crawdad colour. These next lures are the Lunker City Ribsters in 4.5-inch. Now, these aren't cheap, and small wrasse do bite the tails off. But some days, these lures can make the difference. I don't use them a lot, but if I'm struggling, I'll pop one of these on, and a lot of the time, it can give me a fish or two on those rock hard days. That's in green pumpkin, that one. I just got one of these right out the bag. Shad we're talking about here. This is the Daiwa duckfin shad. I think this, I'm not sure of the colour of this one. They don't look at the colour of the belly too much. It's leached with another lure. But these duckfin shads, Daiwa duckfin shads, they're great lures for wrasse and perch. Perch love these as well. I always carry a few of these with me. If I want to use a shad, these are one of the first that I put on. Talking shads, another lure I haven't actually got the bag for is the AGM Paddler Grub. This is in the 3.5-inch, I think it is, in green pumpkin, I think. These are fantastic shads. I wouldn't be without these in my box. I always take some of these. The amount of wrasse that these lures have caught me is phenomenal. Another lure I've recently started using a lot is the Merida soft bait. These you may have seen me using these in my recent video. I'll pull one out for you. You can see they're a curly tail grub. This is in a sort of shrimpy colour. You can get them in reds, browns, blues, greens as well. I buy these on AliExpress. One of my current favourites. I'm going to use a curly tail grub. That's the one that's going on there. Moving on. One I haven't used a lot of late. I don't know why. I should do. This is the AGM stick shad, or Senko as I call them. This is a 4-inch. It's in Mortar, Melon and Chartreuse. I used to use this a lot in the winter. If there's a bit of colour in there in the water, I like to have a lure with a bit of chartreuse in it. It seems to stand out to me. And yeah, but I've used them in the summer. They work equally well. You can get these AGM sticks in lots of different colours. I do use the June bugs and the watermelon greens, etc. Coming thick and fast here now. You may have seen in my bait casting video me using these lures. No, these really aren't cheap. This is the Yamamoto 3-inch Senko in pink. Oh, bubblegum even, with no flake, so it says on the packet. These have saved the day for me on more occasions than I care to remember. There's something about milky water and pink lures. They'll catch me fish when other lures simply won't in those conditions. I know there's a big thing, lure colour. I tend to go with darker colours, or as I've just shown you, the chartreuses. But pink seems to win hands down for me in those conditions. Just something I stumbled across one day. Even caught fish on in sandy coloured water with these as well, when sand's been in the water in suspension there. They just work. You don't have to use Yamamoto. They are soft. They don't take a lot of fish before they fall to bits. You can get some tougher versions. I think pink is the thing they need to concentrate on. And the Senko, I mean, you could, if you can find them, get pink crawls and shads as well, I would imagine. But no, for me, this is the go-to lure when there's a bit of suspension in the water. My current favourite crawl is the Berkley Havoc Pit Boss Junior. This happens to be the big Texan colour, but there are some other colours I think there's one in here at the moment. Let's take a couple out for you to look. They're rigged up on hooks at the moment. Yeah, you can see it's sort of an orange belly with a brown back. It's a swimming crawl, so these flappers on the front will kick about as you swim it up and down and up and down. Great lure. That there is in a sort of watermelon colour there. Both catch. That at the moment is my favourite colour. Moving swiftly on. Tubes. I like these zoom tubes. They're a small tube. They're probably only 3 inches long. This is in watermelon red. As you can see, I've had this packet for a while. The colours are leaching out, but they work for me. They're great little lures, and this skirt here kicks about as pulses as you up and down your lure in the water during your retrieve. I also like, I call them fluke baits, even though this here, I'll have to open it up because it's a new packet, is called a Big Bites Jerk minnow. Bear with me a second while I take one out for you. Here we go. There's the packet. Jerk minnow Mortar Melon Red Ghost by Big Baits. There's something in these big baits. Some sort of Maloppo flavouring or something like that, I think it is. I seem to love them. Any big bite baits I'd recommend to people who are asked to do like them. You can see this has got a little fork tail on it. I'd call this a fluke bait. You're putting the action in there and that tail is flicking around up and down, and yeah, this is a good lure. And one little trick worm in here, I call these. So these are the wave worm. It doesn't say on the packet, but we'll call them wave worm trick worms. This is in the shad colour. So you see it's got a bulbous tail on it, slender body, and a slightly thicker head for putting your hook in. If I'm drop shotting or on very tricky days when the wrasse aren't playing ball, I might shake in place a lure. This tail floats and pops up, and this will dance around like that. Sometimes I'll just use a split shot rig where I've just got a split shot or two on the line, and this is a very good bait to use with this. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. I know it was a bit thick and fast. I could probably talk in length about some of these lures. Maybe I will do individual videos. I'm hoping to do some underwater with retrieves, but that's proving tricky at the moment. But as I get there, I'll post. And as always, I appreciate your support. Please like, subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell for any future videos that I do. Thank you.